Well, now it's time for our first guest. Jeremy Corbell is an investigative filmmaker known for creating projects focused on the paranormal and UFOs. His latest film, Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers, investigates Bob Lazar, who made headlines in 1989 when he came forward with groundbreaking claims about Area 51. Lazar has not let any journalist or filmmaker into the private world of his day life, that is, until now.
This story is extraordinary, especially if it's true. And it all started in the desert, just north of Las Vegas.
A local scientist who's worked at Groom Lake
said to be where top-secret weapon systems have been tested over the years.
He has asked that his identity be shielded.
Exactly what's going on up there?
What's going on up there could be the most important event in history. Physical contact and proof from another system, another planet, another intelligence.
What would happen to you if the government learned that you were giving us this information?
He just wanted to stay alive.
Maybe this has been kept from us for a good reason.
Sir, how do we know you are who you say you are?
My name's Bob Lazar. I'm known for working at a classified base and reverse engineered alien spacecraft.
It went all over the world. He put Area 51 on the map.
Can we ever be made whole if we're not believed?
We can't verify what was going on in his background.
I have no motivation to lie.
The science and the technology can change us.
We've always looked to the skies for answers, instead of looking into ourselves.
Everyone, please give a warm Bill Bunch welcome to Jeremy Corbell. Jeremy, thank you so much for being here, and congratulations. This document is already hugely successful. I heard the premiere was sold out.
Yeah.
So what's it been like having this positive reception already?
It's unbelievable. I mean, I didn't expect the hunger and the appetite that people have for this subject. It, #1 on iTunes, just took over the charts. The world premiere had over 1,600 people. I don't have a company behind me. I just put out a movie.
Right.
It was heartwarming. It was amazing.
Well, I think just like we were talking before the show, like UFOs, aliens is so fascinating to us because many of us believe we cannot be the only ones out there. So can you tell us a little bit about this film?
Yeah, so the question now is not, are we alone in the universe? Science has finally caught up, and we know that life is homogeneous throughout the universe. I'm sure we're going to find microbial life and then intelligent life. Mm-hmm. The question has always been, are they visiting here? Mm-hmm. Or at least now that's where we are. So to give you the real short basic is in 1989, my mentor in journalism, a man named George Knapp, broke the story of Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar came forward to protect himself and said, I was reverse engineering alien propulsion system for the United States military. That's what he said. He was in silhouette. He didn't want to be known. For 25 years, George Knapp has been trying to prove or disprove his story and has fought that war on his own. And he's kept bringing Bob out, but he doesn't really want to talk about it. It's done nothing good for his life, but he let me in. And that's what this film is about. Wow. And it's up to you to decide if you believe him or not. But I got to tell you, this film, you got to see it before you judge.
I mean, with you just describing it, it sounds incredibly fascinating. So, but what other motivations would you want to make this film?
I mean, look, I love cinema. I love film. I'm a one-man band. I film, direct, edit, produce everything on my own. I have a weaponized curiosity. I am dangerous. I want to know the truth. I want to know it's true, and I want to know the truth about UFOs. I wanted to know the truth about Bob. Is he worthy of our trust? Right. So that's what this film was about. And the other agenda was to uplift the visual medium of filmmaking in this genre, which I did. Mickey Rourke narrates the film. Yeah. It's beautiful to watch. Whether you believe or not believe, that the film will captivate you. And that's the point.
Without revealing too much, are there any key takeaways we should take away from the film?
Whatever it is that you are open to taking away from the film is what you're going to get. But the film is dramatic. The events that happened, it's not a spoiler. You got to watch it. But after 30 years, he's still being monitored. There was an FBI raid during the film. I mean, it's crazy. So really what I want you to take away from it is use your logic, your reason, your optimistic skepticism, and look at it and try to decide for yourself if Bob Lazar is worthy of your trust. Mm-hmm. And then if he is, then is the big question, which is that if they are visiting here For what purpose? You know, do they like our top hats and kimonos and cupcakes? Well, why are they here? And for how long? You know, so I don't know. It's fascinating. Everybody's into aliens, right?
Yeah.
Someone's got to be piloting those ships. You know, people from other places.
Maybe they don't have rosé where they're from.
You know, that would be a crime against the galaxy.
I know. Or frosé. They're like, wow, the humans are so smart.
I didn't even know about that. Yeah.
So as you mentioned, many people have tried to get to Bob before. He's always been very like, no, thank you. What do you think made him want to open up to you?
My charming personality, obviously.
Yes. Let me tell you all my secrets right now.
Yeah. First of all, I just got to say, you are wearing the classic Bob Lazar glasses. Look at that. Everybody knows.
Please send Bob a picture of me.
Okay, we can do that. I was in India, and this kid that was like, selling chai, and we could communicate, and he spoke great English, and basically he said to me, oh, UFOs? Bob Lazar, and he took his hand like glasses. He's known around the world. Everybody has known his story. His story has altered the landscape of what you know about everything going with Area 51 to UFOs. But why he talked to me, I think I convinced him that his critics have had the microphone for 30 years now, and they have gone unopposed because this has done nothing good for his life. He didn't want to be involved anymore. He told his story to save his butt. George Knapp has kept him in the light for those 25 years before I was able to do it. And I think what it was, I convinced him, if he doesn't tell his story again, all the lies, all the fake news, everything people say about him, that's going down in the historic record. Let's set the record straight. And so we took back that microphone, and we've been holding it, and we are not letting go.
Wow. Oh, my God. And what was the process shooting with him like?
It's like the Bigfoot, okay, you're looking for this thing, try to catch him on camera. I mean, he always wanted to talk about science and jet cars and all this stuff, and I was like, I'm here to film about UFOs. So it was like interesting, but after a while, he became so comfortable. So in my film, you get to see his daily life. You get to judge his character, not just what people say about him. So it was a very intimate setting. I followed him at his work. I talked to his mom, his wife, people that back up his story but have never gone on camera because they had secure jobs working at like Area 52 instead of where he worked, which is just south of Area 51. But everybody knows about Area 51. It's a household name because of Bob Lazar. So now you get to hear the story. Now you get it on iTunes and you get to watch it, and it's an incredible moment of success for UFOs and then for independent films. One last thing I want to say, New York, look, you guys broke a story. You broke a story in December of 2017. My friend, Commander David Fravor, a fighter pilot, engaged a UFO off the coast of California. Okay, everybody's heard about that. Big news. The Pentagon released 2 videos. UFOs. These are unknown craft of unknown origin with technologically advanced capabilities that completely outpace our machines. You have been told the UFO phenomenon is real. So now you got to look at the Lazar story, the Bob Lazar story, and you have to see it differently. And by the way, just on the record, I broke that story before the New York Times about Commander David Fravor because he's a friend of mine. Did it twice, just have to say.
Good for you.
So here's my point, right? We're living in a different world, right? Consensus reality needs to catch up with the data-rich reality that we have of this phenomenon. Whether you like it or not, it's real. Now let's get down to the big questions. Why they're here? They like our coffee or something.
Yeah, and why haven't they said hi to me?
You're charming too. I don't know.
Why do you think
they
that they're
probably
here?
have said hi to you?
I mean, you've been doing all this research. It sounds like you said you were like passionate about finding truth.
Yeah.
Why do you think maybe UFOs have decided to explore Earth?
Total speculation. Maybe it's space tourism. Who knows? But I mean, I would like to believe that, as a highly advanced intelligence engaging humanity since the beginning of recorded human history, that they have some innate desire to help life evolve and for us to grow as a civilization and as human beings, humanity. But I don't know that to be true. People get all scared about it, but look, they haven't hurt us. Yeah. So whatever's going on, the people that say to you they've seen something, they've seen something. It's happening. It's real. Your government told you that in December 2017. So now we got to start asking, well, what is this about?
Right. And do you think that, it sounds like you spent a lot of time with Bob. Do you ever feel like there were things that he held back from you?
No. In fact, that was my one requirement with him. He had one for me, I had one for him. Mine was open book. Every box, every piece of paper, your cell phone, numbers to your family, anything I want. And he did it like that. Because remember, he passed 4 polygraph tests in 1989 trying to prove his story. He did everything he could to prove his story. So nothing was restricted. His only restriction to me was I could not lie. I could not make stuff up about him for a movie, which I'd never do. My documentaries are investigative journalism. It's a investigative filmmaking. I want to know the truth as much as you do. So it was not a smooth process at times because it brought up all these bad memories for him. I mean, he's had a hard run of it. You know, he's been bashed by the UFO community, bashed by the government, bashed by people who stopped being friends with him because they thought he lost his mind being a UFO guy. But he wasn't a UFO guy before this. He was more skeptical than you.
I'm not skeptical.
Okay, well then that's not a barometer then. That's you know.
Yeah. And you, as a filmmaker, are known for exploring these people's journeys who are deep within areas of intelligence, conspiracy, extraterrestrial communities. What is your goal overall as a filmmaker?
To know the truth, to find the truth. I only amplify the voices of people that I find highly credible with extraordinary beliefs. So my whole series and my website is extraordinarybeliefs.com. The idea about that is I find people of high credibility with extraordinary beliefs, and if I feel it, if I get in there and I start investigating and it's true, then I'm going to amplify that signal and start getting that information out.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me. It really is. What area are you interested in exploring next?
Sleep.
Sleep?
Yes, I would love to just sleep. Yeah. No, I've been working nonstop for 10 years on getting all this stuff out, and I won't stop, and I am interested, and I got 100 things cooking, but you know, the main thing is I've got footage that nobody else has of interviews deep inside people's lives, and I will release them as time tells what button I should push. But right now, I want people to hear this story. I want them to hear the story of Bob Lazar, Area 51, and flying saucers, because look, this took 30 years of my mentor in journalism, George Knapp, 30 years to get to this point where I could pop in and start getting information in interviews that weren't available before. So I want to honor my mentor. I want to honor the movie. Really, I want to honor Bob Lazar too, because he deserves our respect.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremy, on that note, thank you so much for being here. When I do come encounter with an alien, I'm going to tell them I know you. Hopefully that
You don't got street credit with me with aliens. They don't
Bob,
know me.
maybe Bob. You can own Bob Lazar, Area 51, and Flying Saucers on digital and catch it on demand.
This story is extraordinary, especially if it's true. And it all started in the desert, just north of Las Vegas.
A local scientist who worked at Groom Lake
Said to be where top secret weapons systems have been tested over the years.
he has asked that his identity be shielded.
Exactly what's going on up there?
What's going on up there could be the most important event in history. Physical contact and proof from another system, another planet, another intelligence.
What would happen to you if the government learned that you were giving us this information?
He just wanted to stay alive. Maybe this has been kept from us for a good reason.
Sir, how do we know you are who you say you are?
My name's Bob Lazar. I'm known for working at a classified base and reverse engineered alien spacecraft.
It went all over the world. He put Area 51 on the map.
Can we ever be made whole if we're not believed?
We can't verify what was going on in his background.
I have no motivation to lie.
The science and the technology can change us.
We've always looked to the skies for answers, instead of looking into ourselves.